Okie dokie. So we're going to have a look at some atom economy this time. Now, in a similar way to percentage yield, it's all about maximising your profit in industry. Okay, so the atom economy is basically looking at how much of your reactants are turned into something useful. Okay, so you're only thinking about the useful product and the reactants. So it's kind of a proportion of useful stuff, useful product out of the reactants. Okay, so in this case, we just need to really concentrate on our MRs. We don't need to work out the number of moles or anything. We're just going to concentrate on our MRs. So in this case, I've got 2 lots of Na, so that will be 2 lots of 23, which gives me 46, plus my 35.5 times 2, okay, which will give me 71. Okay, so that is the total mass of the reactants. So I have got 71 plus 46, which gives me a total mass of 117. So that's how much reactants I've put into my reaction. Okay, now in this case, the useful product is sodium chloride. Right, so on this side, everything is made into sodium chloride. So my MR here is going to be 2 times 23 plus my 2 times 35.5, which again will give me 117. So as a percentage, all of my product is useful. Okay, so all of my reactants have been changed into useful product. So that would be 100%. Okay, because everything that you started with has been made into something useful. So that is a really good economically viable reaction. Okay, now in this next example, it's still making sodium chloride. Okay, so there is a useful product, but it's also making something else that isn't useful. Okay, so this one is not going to be perfect. So I'm going to work out my the mass of my reactants. So again, I've got so 2 lots of 23 plus bromine, which is 80. So I've got 2 lots of 80, which will give me 206. And then I've got 2 lots of 35.5, which gives me 71. So if I add those together, it gives me a total mass of reactants of 277. Okay, now I can take my 2 NaCl from up here, okay, because I've already calculated it, so it's going to be exactly the same. So this time I get 117 grams or 117 tons or whatever it is, but I get 117 useful out of 277. So this is where I work out my atom economy. So I've got 117 this time out of 277 times 100, which will be so that's only 42.24%. Okay, so what that's telling me now is that if I use this method, okay, then I'm not getting as much useful product out of my ingredients, okay, that I can make money from. Right, so let's have a little go at the last one. So my MR of sodium carbonate will be, so 23 times 2 for my sodium, plus 12 for my carbon, plus 48 for the oxygen, gives me 106. Plus I've got 35.5 plus my hydrogen equals times that by 2, gives me 73. So the total mass on this side, total mass of reactants is 179. So that's how much reactants I've put in. Again, this time I can just use that straight up. Okay, so that would be 117. is useful. Okay, so again, I've got 2 products this time that are wasted. So my atom economy will be 117 out of my total reactants, which was 179, times 100. So 117 divided by 179 times 100 is 65.36%. Okay, so when you're doing this in industry, obviously you want to have as much of your reactants being made into something useful as possible. So this one is the best. Okay, it's unlikely to ever be 100%, but that is the best possible atom economy. Okay, this is the worst because a lot of what your reactants are being wasted. So you only get 42.24% of your reactants being converted into something useful. Okay, so when you're thinking about maximizing your profit, the atom economy, okay, is really important in addition to your percentage yield. Okay, so in this case, I've got a 100% atom economy, but I might not get a perfect yield. Okay, so when you're maximizing profit, you need to try and maximize both the atom economy and the percentage yield to make the most profit.